This is a little skills recording on Dll Hijacking, and this goes out to and is pitched for the Wing Chun Master down under. You know who you are. Um, so the situation is you've identified a binary for a service on your Windows machine, and you think you might be able to do a DLL hijack. DLL, for those who don't know, is a dynamic link library. So to save all the different software that you have on your computer writing the same stuff over and over again, they all share these little pieces of software called dynamic link libraries, and that allows them to do really small little jobs um, uh, without having to like provide their own code basically. So it just makes their footprint a bit smaller, but the risk is that somebody could like put a malicious DLL in, and it doesn't take much to do bad things when you're swapping out DLLs. So what you're looking at on the screen on the left hand side is process monitor, which is part of the sysinternal suite. This needs to run as administrator, so I've had to pull the target binary onto my lab machine here so I can interrogate the binary with sysmon. And then on the right hand side we've just got a terminal as administrator. So what the first check you would do on the system is you're going to be looking for, there's a flag called just find it. um, it's called safe DLL search mode, and the command you would run, I hope this copies or pastes I should say. Yeah, so we're running a search on the registry, and we're looking for this safe DLL search mode. If it wasn't able to find it, then it most likely means it isn't set, which is a good thing because the safe DLL search mode means that it won't look for DLLs in the current directory of the binary. It will start from a safe place like system level, but we want to provide our own DLL from somewhere malicious that we have control over. So the fact this isn't set is good news for us. So we've got our binary here, scheduler. That's what we think is um, susceptible to DLL hijacking, and procmon, which is running here. So to set this up, we firstly we would go to events or edit, sorry, and just clear the display, which I've done. Then we want to add some filters. So yeah, I've added them already, but you could add more. But essentially, that the process name is scheduler exe. So if I double click on this, you can see, oh dear. Okay, well, let's nothing like an example. Say sorry for the tiny writing. I've got a big screen because I compensate for other smaller parts of my life. So the process name is scheduler scheduler.exe. We add that. Now that's in there. The path we wanted to end with DLL, so it'd be like similar, and then we want to add another. I'm not sure if I, in fact, what do we want? We want a name not found, so that will be, just check my notes a sec so I don't misinform you. Result. So result, sorry again for the tiny writing. Result is name not found. Okay, Yeah, add that. Okay, cool. Then the important thing to note is you don't run the binary like a normal binary. You have to start the service itself. If you run the binary, it won't do all of the ceremony and pull in all those DLLs, so you have to start it as a service. So hopefully my commands are still there and they're not super tiny. Yeah, so let's just apply those, press OK. So we've got, um, so where the binary is sc create, I'm calling this scheduler 2 just for distinction. Bin path equals and then quoted path to the binary. Display name is scheduler 2. Start is automatic. So if I press enter, we might see things happen on the left hand side here. Okay, because the service is already running from before. And I think I stopped it. So if I just start it, there's start. There is stop. Let's turn that into start. Okay, so we want to start scheduler 2 and there's lots of stuff now comes through. So we can see all the DLLs that it cannot find. And if you are on the journey and Relia is what you're doing, then you'll know that this Beyond Helper one is the one we're looking for. So if because of that flag, that safe DLL search is not set, we can go back onto the victim machine. We can make a malicious DLL called Beyond Helper that will add a user. If I've got it here, I think it's from the day 3. Yeah. So oh, in fact, Notepad. Who would have thought? No more. I'm not a Windows 11 person yet, but probably have to be soon. That's crap. Notepad plus was it? Notepad. Notepad. Well, I'll just paste it in here. This is. I'm going to paste. No. Essentially, there is. Oh, of course, that's the best text editor in the world. So let's just make a new file and paste in there. Okay, groovy. So the DLL we could make, it could be with this. It could be this that we compile with x86 64 min GW32 GCC. The command would look like this in your Kali machine. So you'd run that on your terminal. Let's assume that this is called like text shaping, and it would give you a DLL output. You could name it anything you want. What this is doing is basically running these two commands. So it's just adding a user Dave and then making him an administrator. So if we create this DLL and then swap it for, or put it in the directory where our service is going to run from, then it will just put it in this one in and then do its thing. So yeah, that's a little thing on DLL hijacking. I hope that was useful. Happy hacking.